Well, what do we have here? I didn't think I was going to make a video of this, but I think it's important to re-emphasize to you, don't keep a whole lot of stuff at home when you thought you were going to use it for your job and you had some stuff left and you convinced yourself, well, I'll use it sooner or later. Well, when is sooner as opposed to later? Because all of a sudden you get all kinds of stuff at home, and you'd be surprised if you took this back to the store how much money you're going to get. And you know what, if you don't have your receipt, now I've got all the receipts for this stuff. I got everything at Home Depot, my favorite place where I usually go to get stuff. Sometimes I go to Lowe's, but all this stuff happens to be from Home Depot. I've got all the receipts, and guess what, even if you didn't have your receipt for whatever hardware store that you bought your stuff from, chances are they're gonna take it back. They'll give you an in-store credit. They'll give you a little card with the amount of credit on there, and then you can use it for your next purchase. Well, so I'm gonna take this stuff back. Why did I get all this stuff anyways? I got this rope because this was a 50-footer, and I usually would cut that in half and make two 25-foot ropes and use those to tie down on stuff on a truck rack. Well, Momi had some straps where you ratchet them, and I thought, you know, I can use those, and I really don't need that. On these door stops, I needed one long door stop. These are the long ones, not the standard ones are about this long. The long ones are here, and I ended up buying one at Lowe's because they sold them separately, and it worked. And then I decided after I made the video, if you looked at that one video and why I used these long ones, it was a good reason why I used them, and I needed one more long one. I was at Home Depot and I wanted just one long one. Well, they sold them in a 2-pack, so I bought the 2-pack, and then I was close to Lowe's the next day, and I stopped at Lowe's and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get the one because I only need one. I'm never going to use a long one again, at least for right now. I don't have any need, and I had some shorter ones for other things, so I thought I'll just buy the one at Lowe's, and I'll take these two back. And the Jasco, you remember that this Jasco didn't really work too well. Jasco paint remover on the stairs. I was going to use, I thought I was going to need 2 cans. This one I didn't use at all. This one only has about that much left. I wasn't happy with this product. They will take it back. If you're not happy with it for whatever reason, they'll take it back. And my Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty, I don't have any left, and this is a full one. And the reason why I'm taking that back is because I ended up not needing it. Plus, I had to get that whole bag of Fix-It-All, and I've got probably half a bag left of Fix-It-All. A huge bag, probably 15 pounds more. This is only 4 pounds. And in a pinch, I can, if I need something like Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty in the future, I can use my Fix-It-All. And so I'm going to take that one back. There's $7, $8. There's $8 right there. These are $10 each. I forget how much this was. And my Henry Construction, I bought this because I wasn't sure if I was going to need it or not for my flooring that I ended up putting my my white flooring material down, my coating. Well, I was going to use that along the edges of the columns and stuff, but I ended up using my Extreme Stretch instead. And the reason why I'm taking these two back is because I've got another full one and I've got a little bit of another one left. And so I don't need 3 full ones laying around in the garage. And same with my liquid nails. Remember, the liquid nails, I ended up getting a whole box, 24 of them, I think. I've got 3/4 of one left. And I thought, you know what, since I'm going back to the store, I'm gonna take this back. I've got enough liquid nail left for little projects around the house or whatever. I got extra extreme stretch. I've got some white caulking. I probably got enough, and I probably don't need to let this sit in the garage for too long. If you leave this in the garage too long, it could possibly dry up. I'm talking 9 months to a year or longer. Why have it laying around? Why not just get your money back if you're going back to the store to return some stuff anyways? Okay. As for the paint brushes, these would have worked. These would have worked really good for cut-in, but I really don't need them. I basically got them to show you that they did have little things like this at the store for your painting projects. Here, remember I got these little ones? Well, I ended up deciding not to use them. I knew Momi had some small little artist brushes, and don't you think I could use that for tight cut-in if I needed to instead of this? You know? Don't just bring stuff home and leave it at home just for kicks. You know? Take it back. Here's my throwaway paintbrushes, and I wasn't sure if I was going to need anything like this or not. This is a 4-inch. Here's some 3-inch ones, and I saved one 3-inch and I saved one 2-inch, and I can use that. I can use that for cut-in. See how thin they are? I could use it for cut-in if I wanted, or other things. And so I'm going to take those back. I went through a whole lot of these when I was sealing floors. These work out good when you're sealing floors along the edges and cutting in and stuff like that. But I don't have a need for that anymore. You know, if I need to cut in, I can use my 3-inch that I'm saving. Okay, so I'm going to take these back. And what about, here's some paint rollers. I ended up getting a 6-pack, and these were 3/8 nap. And I've got my 6-inch mini roller frame, and I've been using that outside to put that flooring material on the floor out there. But I ended up, I needed 3/4 inch nap rollers, and so that's what I'm using. I bought a 2-pack, and I'm using the one, and this purple one came with the paint frame initially, and this one happens to be a 3/8 nap roller, and these are 3/8. And you know, on the walls, 3/8 nap is really good for a smooth wall finish. Now, if you look on here, see it's got nodules on here. This is a spray texture finish. This is not a knockdown. It's spray texture, and they probably lightly sanded it. Well, it has nooks and crannies and stuff. And I could use, you know, if I ever needed to repaint, mind you, all this house has already been repainted. So when am I going to use all these 3/8 nap rollers? I probably won't. And then even if I need to paint one wall, which I do need to do, as a matter of fact, up in the bedroom, and I'll have to make a video of that later, I can use my 3/8 nap roller that I still have here, or if I feel like it, I might even use my 3/4 inch nap roller, because that'll get into the nooks and crannies a little bit easier, and especially if you have heavier ones. That's what the 3/4 inch nap roller's for, and I've covered that right there. So I'm keeping these. I can't take that back, but I don't really need these, so I'm gonna take these back. 3/8 snap, and they sell these in a 2-pack or a 6-pack. You know, 3/8 snap roller or 3/4 inch. And usually, if you need 2, you might as well buy 6, because if you buy 3, which you can't really do at the store, you bought the 6, you get 3 for basically free. It's kind of how it works when you buy a 6-pack. So I'm taking those back. Here I've got some staples. I still have quite a few staples from what I used on that job, and I don't use a stapler that often anyway. So hey, it's only $3, but $3 is $3, and I'm gonna get my money back. Here I've had all these extra little joist hanger clips. I didn't use them, did I? I used most of those clips that I ended up using were non-structural, and I used that 10-foot piece of metal track, remember? I cut them all off of there. I still have about 2.5, 3 feet, maybe 2.5 feet of track left, and I used all that other stuff for all of those clips, or else I would have went through these and I would have had to have gotten more. Here's these are for 2x4s, here's for 2x6s, and I ended up using some of these structural clips on my project where I needed them, and if you look on my project under playlists, dry rot deck repair or deck replacement, you'll see where I use those and why in other areas I didn't use those. Okay, so I've got these extra ones. I don't know when I'm ever going to use them. Am I ever going to use these again? Maybe a year from now. Maybe I'll need 1 or 2. I can go back to the store at that point. And these lag bolts, I ended up using the 2.5-inch ones instead of the 2-inch, so I'm taking those back. Same thing with all these screws. I've got extra screws. I never really used the 1.5 inch, but I got them for this job because I wasn't sure if I needed them. I've got 1.25 already, and that's fine. So I'm not going to need those 1 5/8. I still have a box that's half opened. Same thing with the 2-inch and 2.5-inch. So I'm taking these back. I don't want to store them here. Why store everything in the garage for sometime in the late future that you know, if I need something at the store, chances are if I need some 2-inch screws a year and a half from now, I'm probably going to end up needing something else I don't have in the garage, so I'm going to have to go to Home Depot anyways, or to the hardware store. Okay, so I'm taking some nails back that I haven't opened. These I have not opened. If you open them and you use a few, chances are they're not going to let you return those. You can't return those and say, oh, they didn't work out well. But I say that. I ended up getting some little 1/2-inch screws. I looked all over the place for some 1/2-inch screws because I needed them for doing my project down there, and they were such a pain to work with. They kept coming off of the bit, and it said to use a number 2 bit, and I ended up using a number 2 Phillips bit. See right here, it says number 2 Phillips bit. They kept folding over on me and falling off the screw tip, and I don't have 50 left here. There's 50 quantity in there. I probably got 35 in there. I'm taking them back, and I'm telling them I wasn't happy with the product. I'm not going to use them anymore, and I'm pretty sure they're going to let me take those back. And I'm going to end up taking all that stuff back. I'll probably, I don't know how much I'm going to get, but I'll probably get over $100 for this stuff. Plus, I've got some 2x6s. I've got 4 2x6s, 8 foot long that I didn't use, and I got some filters, some air conditioning filters that I ended up deciding not to use because we bought them online for a little bit cheaper. And one of them online we got that was a better quality one that I couldn't even find at Home Depot. They didn't have the better quality one of that exact size that I needed, so we got them off the internet. Okay, so think about that next time you, or even right now, how about right now, go into your garage, look at all the stuff, come to Jesus. This is a come to Jesus moment. And look at all the stuff that you have in the garage that you have never opened, that you convinced yourself 6 months ago that you needed. Go through all your stuff, and I'll bet you've got $50 worth of stuff that you could take back to the store. Even if it's a year old, as long as the hardware store still carries it. And if you don't have your receipt, they'll give you a credit, a store in-house credit, and you're going to have to take whatever price that material is right then and there. Maybe it's a little less than what you bought it for or whatever. And so do that. And do it every once in a while, or else you're going to get all kinds of stuff built up in your garage. You're going to think, my word, I didn't realize I had so much stuff that I've never opened, that I haven't used, and maybe you can justify taking it back to the store and getting your money back. And you know what? If you need something later on, you can always run back to the store and get something, because chances are, if you need one more tube of caulking, guess what? You're going to need something else at the store too. And if you save, here's the other thing, if you save caulking too long, it dries up. And it doesn't get very good. And then you're like, why did I save that? This extreme stretch was like $6 each, so there's $12 right there. That Henry's was $11. There's $33. This was, or $22. The liquid nails was $2.50. So I got $25 worth of caulking right there. In those 4 tubes. Just sitting in the garage if I didn't take it back. Okay? So off to the store I go. I have to go to the store and get some more stuff for my project, and I'll be back later. You keep watching my videos and I'll show you what I got at the store. I can't wait to show you. It's something unorthodox that I'm going to do to this floor out here that most people would never have thought of, but I thought long and hard about it, and I feel confident that what I'm going to do to this floor before I put the concrete pavers back down is going to be well worth my while. And I'll tell you all about that next time. Yeah, I know it's ready. I'm ready to go in. My hands are cold, my feet are cold, the breeze is out, the sun is on the other side of the hills, and I'm just not gonna work anymore today. Well, that's all I have for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.